Hello students, hope you are all well. In continuation to types of economies, today we are here to discuss about nature and features of mixed economy. Earlier we discussed about capitalist economy, socialist economy. Capitalist economy where private sector was a dominating one. No role was supposed to be played by a public sector. Socialist economy, where all resources, all regulations were controlled by whom? By government, that is a public sector. Now, on the basis of ownership, let's discuss about the last type, that is a mixed economy. What is a mixed economy? As it is clear from the term, mixed economy means where we have a combination of public and private sector. So it is clear from the term that mixed economy means where I am going to have certain features of public sector as well as of private sector. Students, as we all know that India got independence in the year 1947. 1951, India was declared as a republican country. So when India has got its constitution, our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he decided to follow a path of a mixed economy because at that time few countries were having a socialist pattern of society and the others were having capitalistic pattern of society. Keeping in mind all good points of mixed private sector and public sector, our Indian government decided that we will have a mixed economy. So in mixed economy, what do we mean? Where we are going to keep in consideration all merits of public and private sector, and mixture of that is to be called as a mixed economy. So what do we have to study in a mixed economy? The first feature, as it is clear that in this type of economy, public sector and private sector are working together. Coexistence or the mixture of public sector and private sector means some resources are owned by public and other by a private sector. Of course, which resources are to be owned by public and which by the private, it is all to be decided by the government. Means government is the leading role to play all strategic decisions, critical issues, sensitive areas, they are going to be kept under the control of public sector, and rest of the things as per the planning we are here to give to private sector, right? Now as it is a combination of a public and private, so we are going to have a planning as well as a market forces, a role to be played by whom? By planning, central planning authority. You remember in India the central planning authority was a planning commission, as well as a role to be played by the market forces. How many market forces do we have? There are two market forces, that is demand and supply. So prices are going to be initially, prices will be fixed up by market forces, that is demand and supply. Where do they intersect? That prices will be decided. Now the rest will be taken by the final decision will be taken by the government. If government feels that these prices are too high, then they are going to impose a check on them, and if it feels that they are too low, so accordingly we are going to check them. So simultaneously both forces are into action. Then we have another feature that is to be taken as to reduce inequalities. What is that? That is to reduce inequalities. Which type of inequalities? That is of income. You remember we discussed this as a major issue. Inequalities. Rich are becoming richer and poorer are becoming poorer. Right? So in case of a mixed economy, the biggest advantage that we will try to reduce the gap between rich and poor. And how I am going to remove this gap? Through my taxation policy, because taxation policy will be framed by government. So government is going to impose heavy taxes on those people who have got the capability to pay. It means more the income, more will be the taxes. Less the income, less will be the taxes. So by imposing heavy taxes on a richer section of the society and same amount to be used to give subsidy to the poor section of the society, in case of a mixed economy, we can try to bring a kind of equality among rich and poor. So these are all the features of a mixed economy. Now, with this, we are here to discuss what are its merits. Of course, we are going to have both the forces into action. So as we know, we are ultimating aim for proper allocation. So the first is to have a proper and optimum allocation of resources. The first advantage of social mixed economy, that we will have a proper allocation of resources. Resources will be used for the purpose it is going to satisfy maximum human wants. And then we are going to have second thing, that we will have a, you can say, a proper infrastructure, a proper road and transport infrastructure is the another merit. Now, what do we have in this infrastructure? Infrastructure are those things which are required to make you comfortable, to make you more efficient, right? So without proper infrastructure, it is not possible to carry out any kind of economic activity. They include your transport and communication, they include your money and banking, they include your, not money and banking, they include only your banking. Okay, then we have a irrigation, dams, all these things. So that all facilities we are here to get in case of a mixed economy, because all these things are to be undertaken by the government. Then we are, of course, the next one, because government is here, so definitely my first purpose will be to go for a social welfare, and then we will have profit motive. ये नहीं है, yes it is there कि we are working for profit, we are working for social welfare, but simultaneously profits are also to be kept in mind. We are not going to ignore, like in socialist economy there was not at all incentive for profits, okay, but in a mixed economy we are working for both. As we are working for both, so next merit is, it is going to be a balanced growth, where all type of instabilities, area wise instability, economy wise instability, income wise instability, we will try to reduce their extent, and we will just focus that how do we have balanced growth. Balanced growth means the gap between rich and poor will get reduced, and all the areas will be equally developed. It will not be like this, that one area is more developed than the other area will not be developed. No, it won't be like this. We are going to give a equal preference to all the sections of society, and that is why it is said that it will have a balanced growth. With all these merit, students, of course we know that if one thing has got certain advantages, it has got disadvantages also. And what is disadvantage? The first point to be considered, as it is a mixture of private sector and a public sector, so it is lack of responsibility. Sometimes what happen, public sector says that private sector will do this work, and private sector says that public sector will do this work. So in this case, both of the sectors are not able to do that work. Nobody is ready to take a responsibility. So there is not going to have any kind of coordination, there is not going to have any kind of management, and we are just blaming each other that it was your responsibility or it is your mine responsibility. So this is one most important disadvantage of mixed economy. If there is a lack of responsibility, automatically it will lead to lack of efficiency. You have seen this as a main drawback of a socialist economy. All major decisions definitely are going to be taken by the government, and where there is a government, where there is a socialist sector, where there is a public sector, we don't have incentive to hard work. So that is why if there is no hard work, there is no competition, automatically it will not have a efficiency in your economy, and as there is no efficiency, resources are going to be again wasted. So this will lead to uncertainty, this will lead to a kind of instability in the economy. The demand is here but there is no supply accordingly. People are in need of job, but that much job opportunities are not able to be generated, and one area is going to be more developed as compared to the other area. So yes, we are all working for all these things in mixed economy. These are the advantages also. To a certain extent, we are here to solve this purpose, but to a greater extent, we are going to discuss about these points as a demerit also. So with this student, we have done three type of economies. What are they? They were mixed economy, mixed economy, socialist economy, and a capitalist economy. We have to see what are their advantages and disadvantages, and a comparative study has to be done. So with this, I am going to give you a worksheet also. Please go through these three videos, that what do we mean by capitalist, what do we mean by socialist, and ultimately what is a mixed economy. Then you should be in a position to make the comparison of all these three, that what is a capitalist economy meant for, what is the greatest advantage of a capitalist economy, strength and weaknesses of all three, and which country have got these systems. With this, we have done all the types related to on the basis of ownership. So there are three types. Hope it is clear.